Hey everybody, hope you guys doing alright. This is something I've noticed since living in Phoenix, Arizona. Like I lived right, I mean, it was kind of on the outskirts of Phoenix, but we were right next to the giant metropolitan area that is Phoenix with like millions of people. That's just been my life growing up in big cities. And I've noticed every time I leave these big cities, like once I get a good 30 miles away, or not even 30, even just like 5, 10 miles away, the energy is different. I feel literally completely different. I feel like there's literally a wave of energy that has now been, it's gone. Like, and I'm now into a new wave of energy, an energy that feels much better. It's fresher. It's more positive. It's more perpetuating of life and loveliness and happiness. And I mean, it goes back to what these cities are all about. And it's not just one thing about the city, it's a whole multitude of things. Every single thing around you is a piece of information. Each business has its own piece of information. The way the business was built has its own piece of information. What the business sells has its own piece of information. And when I say piece of information, I'm also talking about energy or feeling. So everything has its own feeling associated with it. And then now we're dealing with 5G technology and all these cell phones and satellites everywhere. All of these too are affecting us. And all of this stuff is not seen to our human eyes, but it is very much so picked up on our human body. So I just want to give you guys a little bit of a rundown of what is going on with these 5G technologies and the cell phones. Because I still don't know all this stuff, so I'm learning too. But as I've told you, I notice a significant difference when I leave these cities. That's all I'm doing. I'm just leaving. So anyway, here we go. Cell phone towers and antennas use radio frequency electromagnetic fields to send and receive information. Must meet Canadian, so this is based on a Canadian, from a Canadian website, so you have to meet the regulations if you want to do it inside of Canada. It makes sense. Cell phones send and receive radio signals from a network of fixed low-power cell phone towers or base stations. Cell phones are designed to operate at minimum power necessary to connect and maintain a quality call. The amount of radio frequency, EMF, you are exposed to while using a cell phone depends on many factors, including the strength of the signal, how close you hold the cell phone to your body, how long you use your cell phone. The transmitting power of a cell phone varies depending on the type of a network, the distance from the nearest cell phone tower. In order to maintain communication between your cell phone and a tower, the transmitting power will increase the further you move away from the nearest cell phone tower. So the farther you're away from the transmitting tower is the stronger the signal. That makes sense, but I didn't think about it like that. Cell phone towers and other antenna installations. Cell phone towers and other antenna installations are usually located on rooftops, towers, and utility poles. Cell phone towers operate at higher power than cell phones, but the radio frequency EMF they emit is much farther away from your body. This means your exposure level from such antennas is usually much lower than your exposure level from using a cell phone. That's good. Okay, about 5G technology. 5G is the term used to describe the 5th generation of wireless communication technology that will be used by newer mobile devices and antenna installations. 5G can use, we might be in 6G now, I'm not even sure. Frequencies used by current mobile devices, for example, 3G, 5G, frequencies above 6GH, these are talking about 6G, frequencies above 6GH have already been used for a number of years in many applications, so they have been used. Okay, so yeah, the police have already got remote sensors, technology, medicine, security screening units at airports, so yeah, that makes sense. Very few wireless communication devices are currently 5G enabled. Again, I think this was made a little bit ago. But these types of devices will increase as 5G networks are introduced in Canada. Again, based in Canada. 5G devices will need to meet the Canadian... Okay, so health effects. All right, here's the health effects. Based on the available scientific evidence, there are no health risks. You know, I'm going to make a separate video on this. All right, I love you guys. Y'all take care. Bye.